Trump to sign executive order forcing truck drivers to speak English.
C.
Donald Trump will sign an executive order requiring truck drivers to speak English. The memorandum, which is expected to be signed in the Oval Office on Monday evening, will require those driving a commercial vehicle to be qualified and proficient English speakers. President Trump believes that English is a non-negotiable safety requirement for professional drivers, as they should be able to read and understand traffic signs. A document seen by Breitbart reads. Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, will be directed to rescind and replace guidance to strengthen inspection procedures for compliance with English proficiency requirements. It adds, the order reverses an Obama-era memorandum that removed the requirement to place drivers out of service for violating English proficient standards. It comes after Trump signed an executive order designating English as the official language of the United States. The order allows government agencies and organizations that receive federal funding to choose whether to continue to offer documents and services in languages other than English. For decades, lawmakers in Congress have introduced legislation to designate English as the official language, but have failed. Elsewhere, Caroline Leavitt held White House first influencer press briefing dedicated solely to members of what it calls the new media. Speaking to executive order, she said, this is a big problem in the trucking community that unless you're in that community, you might not know about.
I mean, I'm just recently traveling out the country. You know what I'm saying? Nobody accommodated me when I spoke English unless the people were trying to get money out of my pocket. You know, they knew the right kind of words to be like, hey, Rolex, sunglasses. So it makes sense. You know, you're in America. I mean, it is what it is. The conquering force came here. Everybody should speak English.
I don't think I think it'll help you to speak English. I think that, we're not, that's a much smaller country. I think they have like maybe 30 million people over where we were at, maybe 40 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe even if say it's 80 million.
40 million is not tiny.
It ain't big like that though. It's not like 340.
But I'm saying like here you got signs in English and in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to accommodate.
They barely even have signs in their language there, brother. We saw there's no street signs hardly. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real around here. You know what I mean? It's
only thing they have, it says stop, go.
You know, I mean, yeah, that's all I'm saying to you. Like, they still do. This is just to speak to where we were. They still do like circus tricks at stoplights. This guy, I watched him twirl all the way up to a stoplight thing and fall down within like 4 inches of his head hitting the concrete and cracking open in front of everybody. We would never allow that here. So we have to understand there are standards between being us and being other countries. You can say, oh, I'm just saying
other countries aren't, bending over backwards to make things in English to make us comfortable. You know what I'm saying? This is the language they speak in this country. And either you learn to speak the language or you walk around and you have to do hand signals. You know what I'm saying? This is America, bro.
I mean, I guarantee if you go to school,
Spanish is optional to learn, but this is America. You speak English. Everyone needs to speak English. It's the native language. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing business in here if you don't. Remember, I told you, there's people that have been living here for 30, 40 years. They never decided to learn English.
Like I say, I mean, whether they learn it, whether they know it really good or whether or not, this is how I look at life. We are a very much a developed country. I'm not saying the truck drivers should be able to drive around without being able to speak English or know how to read any signs or anything like that. Obviously, there needs to be some kind of there's the standard there. But to say that, everyone in this country needs to speak English, I don't believe that. I don't think that should even be a requirement. I think if this person doesn't speak English and if you don't work, you don't eat. You know what I mean? That's from that perspective. But if we're basing this off of what other countries do, other countries are much poorer than the United States. Other than if we take China off the board, we probably have if we take China off the board, we probably have a higher GDP than the next 10 countries combined, damn near.
America's a poor
real
country
deal.
Too. Don't let that.
No, we're not poor. No, we're not. We're not even close to being poor. Not at all. Not at all. We can spend $1 trillion. We spend $1 trillion a year on our military.
That's the military.
Over $1 trillion.
That's the military.
Over on just the military. We just go to healthcare. We go to everything else.
Failing education system. Our streets, our roads.
Failing. I will not say we're a failing education system. We can't say that.
Our streets, our bridges are crumbling.
You act like how many crumbling bridges did you drive over today?
I ain't crossed the bridge yet.
How many streets have you driven over that's crumbling around you?
2
today.
2.
You just made that up, bro. You ain't driving over no crumbling streets today at all.
We're not a poor nation. If we're not a poor nation, then why are we having to pay for healthcare?
Because we don't vote for it. We haven't voted to not pay for health care. That's our problem. That's because
we're poor.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's not, because people sit here and act like.
Hey, America is a 1994 Ford Taurus on 20-inch rims.
With stealth bombers and all kinds of other stuff. We paying people hundreds of billions of dollars to go fight wars everywhere else. Hey, we're paying for all kinds of stuff. We're not a poor country.
Hey, America spends top dollars on murder.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. We have the largest stock market in the entire world. Everyone puts their money into America by far. What's the
stock market got to do with me having to pay $7 for a loaf of bread? We're a poor nation.
Would you pay $7? Ain't it crazy that you had the money to pay $7 for a loaf of bread? Other people ain't got that kind of money for a loaf of bread, do they? No, they don't. That tells you a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We look at the minimum wage in our state. What is it? Almost $20 an hour right now.
That's our state.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like let's just be real. It's high as hell too.
Hey, check it out. Okay, check it out. Minimum wage is $21 an hour for a single American adult to live comfortably and actually to be able to afford their rent. They need to make $35 an hour. Do the math, bro. Poor nation.
That's one person. I'm not going to say one person needs to make $35. That's probably like for 2 people or something like that within a household.
One person.
I mean, $35 an hour. Comfortable. I don't know. I can't say whether or not. All I'm saying is this right here. Let's get back. We're not a poor nation by far. If we're poor, everybody's poor. Everybody's poor.
Everybody's poor.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone's.
Hey, but some countries make it more comfortable to be poor. That's the difference.
Man, I'm all for it. I'm all for free education, free healthcare. You know what I'm saying? But